Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Diana. In today's video, my groupmates and I will be talking about the autocratic leadership style. Before we get started, let me introduce my group. My groupmates consist of myself, NURDIANA ELLYSHA, HUSNA SYAHIDAH, MOHAMAD FIRDAUS, MOHD HARITH, and FIRZANAH ALYEA. This video will contain various information such as the definition, characteristics, examples of autocratic leadership both in movies and in real life, the pros and cons, and lastly the conclusion. If you guys are interested, please do keep on watching.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Harith Abdul Halim. Today I want to present the definition autocratic leadership. Autocratic leadership is a management style which one person make all decisions, determine what goal must be achieved, and lead or control all operations with little participation from other people in the organization. Autocratic leadership make judgment and all choose based on their own conviction and do not seek input and guidance from others. Okay, thank you. That's all for me.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is FIRZANAH ALYEA, and today I would like to explain about the characteristic of autocratic leader. Okay, firstly, the decisions, goals, tasks, and projects are fully made by the leader. The leader typically make choice based on their ideas and rarely to accept advices from his followers. Number 2, autocratic leader also does not trust his follower but only allows a little or no input from his followers so that all work is almost done 100% created by the leader. Number 3, the jobs are highly structured and inflexible, which means once the leader creates the work, he is inflexible. And number 4, this is quite uncomfortable when autocratic leader exists because they set very strict rules, so everyone must obey the instruction given by the leader. Lastly, the autocratic leader places high demand on the subordinate, which gives the pressure to the team to complete the task. That's all from me, and now I would like to pass this presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, my name is HUSNA SYAHIDAH, so I will continue the presentation by showing a snippet of autocratic leadership style shown in a movie called High School Musical 1.
It's about all of you. And all of you will create it. A show about your final days at East High. We'll call it Senior Year. Genius. Playing a role is easy, but being yourself, now that's a challenge.
Yeah, Mr. Officer.
Kelsey will compose, Ryan will choreograph, and I will direct. Now, I have some very important news from the Juilliard School in New York City, America's preeminent college for the performing arts.
From the scene, we can see that instead of discussing the theme of the theatre with the student, Ms. Darbers decided the title by her own without further consideration. This is one of the characteristics of autocratic leader, where they often make a decision before discussing it with others. Next, a student raised his hand to ask a question, but Ms. Darbers dismissed his section and do a high five instead. She refused to answer any questions or suggestions from the students, and this links to another autocratic characteristic where they insist on following their instructions without questions. Lastly, we all know that autocratic leaders often do not trust the teammates with important decisions. Hence, from the scene, we can see Ms. Darbers only let 2 students to be involved with the theatre production. As she is the director of the event, all important decisions will be decided by Ms. Darbers. Even though this example has nothing to do with the project management in construction industry, it depicts that autocratic leadership style has been practiced in many industries, including constructions. Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Diana. In this part of the video, I'll be talking about the 2 main examples of an autocratic leader. In the early years of Microsoft, Bill Gates used an autocratic leadership style to ensure that the business expanded at the rate that he envisioned. This kind of boss makes most of the organizational decisions without consulting workers. Control is essential to Gates' character and management style as an autocratic leader.
Gates' autocratic leadership style, like any other, has its advantages and disadvantages. This approach may be beneficial in certain situations, such as when choices must be made quickly without consulting a big number of people. Some jobs require the presence of a strong leader in order to be completed effectively. Aside from the advantages, the method may be troublesome in certain cases. Because Bill Gates takes choices without consulting his employees, his workers may hate him or the company because they are not permitted to offer suggestions. Next is Leona Helmsley. She is a perfect example of an autocratic leader in the business sector. She was given the title Queen of Mean as she expected excellence from everyone on her payroll. The ex-real estate broker was undeniably rigorous in her managing the business. Leona's rigid and destructive personality got her into problems, and she was convicted of mail fraud and tax evasion in 1989 after a dramatic trial. Leona's demanding approach was effective for the hotels, despite her harsh and unyielding personality. Employees who were found to be doing a poor job were disciplined or fired immediately, establishing a culture in which high levels of service were expected. Alright, that is all from me. On to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad FIRDAUS bin Muhammad AMAIR. So, we proceed to the advantage and disadvantage of the autocratic leadership style. For the first advantage is, the decision can be made faster with this leadership style. The autocratic leader don't deal with the hassle of multiple leadership levels. There is also less feedback from the various levels of management, which must be processed. There is just one person in charge to make a decision. This is advantage because the team members can continue project, move deadline, and remove obstacles that could negatively impact their overall productivity. For the second advantage is, it removes the pressure on the employees. The autocratic leader take the pressure of their team members because they are fully responsible for the decision that are being made. Some employees don't like the idea of being asked to make an important decision about the future of the company. Some people don't like the idea of coming up with new ideas. They just want to come to work and do what they told. The autocratic leadership style does a good job of facilitating this process. For the third advantage is, the productivity level can increase with this leadership style. The autocratic leader use their personal experience to form rules and regulations to translate into step-by-step instruction for workers to follow. Since autocratic leader delegate tasks directly to team members, delays in productivity are less common. This leader can help employees to find solutions and reassign tasks to ensure that the work continues without stop. The next advantage of the autocratic leadership style is, inexperienced team can still produce experienced results. This is because when an autocratic leadership style is used with an inexperienced team, the leader experience can compensate for the skill gap. Everyone benefits from the leader's regulate competencies. This is because they are given specific instruction to follow. They are able to replicate results. We move to the disadvantage of the autocratic leadership style. For the first disadvantage is there can be lack of accountability in this organization. This is because the leader refusing to take responsibility for work they personally instructed a workers to complete. Both issue decrease workers' morale and put blame on someone, even though the issue may not be their fault. For the second disadvantage is, the autocratic leadership style is highly dependent on the leader. One of the primary reasons why the autocratic leadership style tend to fail is because it is fully dependent on the skill and knowledge of the leader. If the leader goes away, then the team is unable to function because they will focus on their role. A team can become so dependent on the leader that they stop functioning when their direction are no longer present. For that reason, some entities using this structure creates an inheritance chain which allow another person to step into the leadership role right way. For the third disadvantage is it is increase the work burden for the leader. In most autocratic leadership structure, the leader is responsible for every action of the team. A review of the team's work falls on their shoulder. They must make every decision for the team. That means the leader using this style tend to be busier than the other leader. Even if low skill tasks need to get done, it is the leader's responsibility to make sure someone makes copies and files documents properly. For the last disadvantage for the autocratic leadership style is the autocratic leader ignore the skilled and competent workers. This is because the most autocratic leader will not take the opinion, experience or knowledge of their team members into account when making decisions. Even if the leader is not knowledgeable in that area, they are forced into a position where they must decide. That means the workers who highly skilled or motivated begin to lose their incentive to stay active under this leadership structure. It is a negative cycle which only increases when the leader make a poor decision that could have been avoided if a team consultation occurred. Thank you.
All in all, the autocratic style tends to sound quite negative, and it certainly can be when it is overused or applied to the wrong group or situation. However, autocratic leadership can be beneficial in some instances, such as when decisions need to be made quickly without consulting with a large group of people. This is proven based on the previous example of autocratic leader such as Bill Gates, which left a really good legacy of his own. Therefore, it can be concluded that the technique and approach used while using this leadership style plays an important part in ensuring its successful outcome. We hope this video gives you an insightful information regarding autocratic leadership style. This is all from us, and thank you for watching.